him.
Good live.
Not live.
Not really live. So how did you pronounce Dicodec?
How do you pronounce Dicodec? That's Ladybeard's question. How, ladies and gentlemen, is Dicodec pronounced? I can tell you right now, it's not Dicodec. That's what I've just learned. It's not Dicodec.
But I did say it's fair to say you could pronounce it like that if you wanted to.
Maybe you could make it kind of like I don't know, European sound. It could be like Dicodec or something.
How would it be pronounced in Japan? Japanese.
Let's see. So Dicodec, Dicodec, or if we're gonna go with Dicodec, Dicodec, Dicodec.
Oh, so
no, she's shaking her head. No, Dicodec. Yes, good. Dicodec.
That's close enough. Close enough. Well, welcome. We got Ladybeard here.
What's
for the chat.
going on? Friends, hello, I am Ladybeard. Thank you very much. He is Alan from Dicodec, not Alan from Dicodec, just so we're all clear. I'm Ladybeard from Babybeard. He's Alan from Dicodec. I'm very happy to be here today. Thank you for joining us. Yes.
I love it. I love this energy.
Yes. For that, we've got people in the chat. Hello, friends on the chat. Serena Muladets. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too. Dallas Chubby. Rini. Hey, Rini. Mwah. Rini, you beautiful girl. Thank you for coming. Teresa. What's going on? Lincoln Gracia. Lincoln Gracia. Stream Elements. Yes, Leo Sean N40. Yes,
I love how you read Stream Elements. That's the bot, by the way. That's the robot.
That's the bot?
Yeah, that's the robot.
Is the bot. Well, look, your bot just got a shout out, didn't it? Good job, bot.
Hey, you should be happy you did that because that robot will be promoting your YouTube channel.
Yes. God bless you, robot. Yeah. God bless. Dear Stream Elements. Dear, my favorite algorithm. My God. So how are you, sir? Thank you for having me here today.
I'm glad to have you. I just got done reacting to your new music video yesterday, and it was awesome. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Thank you very much. For those of you who don't know, my name's Ladybeard. I am a cross-dressing pro wrestler and heavy metal singer from Australia. I now live in Japan. I just started a new group called Babybeard. It's very logical. Babies plus Ladybeard equals Babybeard because the group is me and a pair of cute little Japanese idols. Our first music video, Nippon Kara Konnichiwa, just got released, and Alan's going to be reacting to it. Well, he just did the reaction, but the reaction will be on the internets soon.
Yes, tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow. You guys check it out.
Tomorrow. Go and subscribe to Dicodec.
We're going to do some rapid round to get to know you. This is a fun game.
Rapid rounds. All right, here we are.
Just like yes or no questions, or say, I don't want to answer.
Okay, no worries.
What is your favorite food?
What is my favorite food? Next.
What is your favorite singer?
My favorite singer? From an inspiration perspective, I have three. Corey Taylor from Slipknot, LeJean Witherspoon from Seven Dust, and Christian Machado from El Nino.
El Nino. I haven't heard anyone mention that band in a long time.
I love El Nino, man. I love
awesome. What is your favorite musician at this moment?
Favorite musician at this moment? Of course, it's Alan from Dicodec. Alan from Dicodec, yes! Yes! Yes, people.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite place to write lyrics?
My favorite place to write lyrics?
Yeah.
Where is Ladybeard's favorite place to write lyrics? Somewhere which has a pen and a piece of paper and preferably not that much else going on.
And how often does that happen?
Oh, look, Ladybeard loves a bit of solitude. Sometimes you've got to get away. Sometimes you've got to get away from the hustle and bustle of professional cross-dressing. You know, sometimes you need a moment for yourself. You head out into the woods. You find a cave. Sometimes the cave.
Do you cross-dress when you go do that?
Say what?
Do you cross-dress as you're going out to the woods to the cave?
Well, I'm not going to do it in the nude, am I? You can't be nude in a cave. Alan. I don't know what you're doing over there in the mountain time zone in your caves.
You can. Not saying I've done it, but maybe.
Nude in the mountains. Alan from Dicodec promotes mountain nudity. Ladybeard promotes cave cross-dressing.
I just got weird images floating in my head. Like, how did that look? Who's your... Now, this is one for all the fans following the channel. They want to know. I think I already knew the answer, but was Babybeard name inspired by baby metal?
Not really. I was in a previous group, and that was also Babies plus Ladybeard. So this group is also Babies plus Ladybeard. So hence the name Babybeard makes perfect sense, really.
I got a question about that specifically. Why is the word baby used so much over there, like in names and stuff like that?
I'll ask the Japanese contingency. Why is the word baby used so much in Japanese names? Because it's a cute word, that's why. It's a cute word. Everyone loves babies. Hey, tell you what. So on Christmas this year, because I couldn't go home because of the pandemic, so I went to my best friend's house for Christmas, and I had Christmas with his family. And there was a baby there because his sister-in-law or someone just had a baby. And babies are wonderful creatures. They really are amazing. If there's a baby in the room, everyone really just is like, oh my God, look at the baby. They are energy-sucking little, because it's just a little ball of potential, isn't it? This ball of potential that doesn't do anything.
It needs as much as energy it can get.
It just fits. But that in and of itself is amazing. It's incredible. I love babies. I'm very pro-baby. Hey, Ladybeard loves babies.
They got to suck the energy out. So that's what the band's doing, Babybeard. They're just, it says baby in it, so you guys can suck in all the energy.
Well, it's more about sucking in energy from around us and then presenting it and pushing it out to the audience, you see. It's an energy giving enterprise. We take inspiration from our surroundings. Our surroundings here in Japan. We're surrounded by Akihabara. We're surrounded by Akumamon. We're surrounded by great variations of fish that can be eaten, and we absorb all that energy to present it to you, the audience. Bless you.
Perfect. Where's your favorite place to go in Japan?
That's actually a great question. Well, I don't get to get out of Tokyo that much. So within Tokyo Bay, I like going down to the water and enjoying life at the water.
What's your favorite exercise to do?
Oh my God, squats! Squats! Are you a squatter, Alan?
I love doing squats, actually. It's funny you said that.
Yeah. I got sore quads from squatting right now.
I do the those jumping ones where you like, I'll do that in the middle and then do the actual squats with weights and then, yeah.
Oh, those are brutal. Good job.
They are brutal.
Good job.
Man, it keeps me fit, though. Fast.
It does keep you extremely fit. You're looking well, sir. You're looking healthy. You're looking lean. You're looking trim. Hey, let's have a round of, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, let's have a round of applause for Alan, because Alan is smashing it with his fitness program at the moment. Good job, Alan. Good job.
I plan on continuing to do that. That's why I'm always hungry. But shout out to Vicky and her Nom's food.
It's important.
What is your favorite dance to do?
Nippon Kara Konnichiwa! Hey! You need to head down to YouTube right now and check out Babybeard's first music video, Nippon Kara Konnichiwa. That is Babybeard, one word, Nippon Kara Konnichiwa. It's our debut music video, and it's coming at you through the internet. You'll see a lot of dancing that somewhat looks like this. And there'll be dance videos and lyrics videos coming to you very soon, so you can subscribe to Babybeard_Japan and something.
Can you do a live dance of it right now so people can learn it?
Sitting down, but the basic motion for the top half of the body, you're going to go your left hand on the hip region, and you're going to go for a right elbow up with a pointy finger, and you're going to go the point out, the point out.
Oh,
so what happens
let's get it
you
down.
go on forward. That's good. So you go forward with the point out, and then you run away backwards.
Run away.
That's it. Good job. Yeah, back up, Alan. We'll go together. You ready?
All right.
Go together. Okay. And we'll go point, forward.
Hey, we did it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Should we read some people in the chat? This dude is such a spaz. I love it. Oh, thank you, Lord Vorador. I'm very grateful.
Last question of the Rapid Round.
Yes. Right.
How many years have you done cosplay for? How many years has it been doing cosplay?
Okay, so cross-dressing specifically. Just a minute.
Let's just go cross-dressing. Yeah.
Cross-dressing, just a minute. Hang on. 24.
24.
And then 24 years in a skirt.
Every day.
Oh, look. Some days you go into a cave nude.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about the cave. Sometimes you gotta get to the cave.
You have to go nude into a cave.
You gotta make it sometimes. That's very true. Cool. I don't know how you did it, man. I did it only twice, okay? And it was a nightmare every time. My worst thing was getting eyeliner in my eye. I have like a phobia with my eyes, and I look at women, I'm like, I don't know how you do it. So now, like, whenever I see someone doing their makeup in the morning, I'm like, that looks like hell.
So you have to get used to it. No, it's fine. Once you get used to it, it's like anything else. Once you get used to it, it's all fine.
Oh.
Your baby metal cover was excellent, and you looked wonderful in the baby metal cosplay.
Should I have the beard? Should I have kept the beard?
Yes, of course.
Everyone
what is this preposterous notion of not having a beard that you're talking about? What kind of criminal suggested such a thing?
Somebody voted for me to take it off. To take off the beard. Eric kept on the beard.
What? Although I would tell you this though. Before we went live and we were chatting, I was thinking to myself, I think you'd look good with a shaved head.
With a shaved head?
I think you would look
I'm scary with a shaved head.
Are you really?
I think so. When I was in the army and they made me shave my head, it did not look good.
Really? You were in the army?
Yeah. Only for 3 years. It was a long time ago.
Right. That's amazing. Really? Huh. I'll be interested in hearing more about that later on. That's interesting.
Oh, it's pretty interesting. Let's just say we got high and we said we need to make money, and then they were giving out bonuses at the time, and we said, all right, let's join the military. And then I ended up in the military. And that's how I came to El Paso.
That made sense, except the inclusion of the very first sentence. Which normally that sentence would not conclude with, so we joined the military. That's
yeah, that's what most people tell me. They get thrown off. They're like, well, I was with my friend and we're like, how are we going to make money? We're stoned out of our minds. And we're like, okay. And then, it turned into, oh, they're giving away $25,000 if we join right now. And we're like, all right.
Wow. Okay. So you were in the army. Yeah. That was the service you were in.
Yeah. And so the joke was on me though, because my friend quit as I got in. And then a lot of people at the time said, you're not going to make it. And I was 19 years old or 18 at the time. And I was like, I'm going to prove everyone wrong. And I stayed in.
Well, good man for staying in. That was not very polite of them to say you weren't going to make it. I always thought you would make it.
Yeah, they just left. I was a really scrawny kid back then. I couldn't even climb a rope. Like, it's pretty bad.
Wow. Well, good job for going to the army. Was it hard? What was the army like?
It's hell. Basic training was, once you get out of basic, it was a lot easier, of course. But when we came to El Paso, the base wasn't all the way built yet, so we're doing a lot of like sitting around. So in the beginning, it was awesome. We'd work for 4 hours and go home and do whatever. And but yeah, it was basic training that was the hard part. The actual military wasn't too bad. So
I see. Right, you got yelled at a lot? Did they yell at you a lot?
Yes. I remember low crawling through rocks while it was downpour raining. I had like cuts and gashes. Like that was probably one of the worst moments I remember. And like that was horrible.
That's hardcore though, my friend. That is metal. Hey, oi, Go on and doing that and being all sliced up on rocks and bleeding everywhere. That's way more metal than sitting in the dark with a guitar going, right?
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
You should have done some corpse paint while you were in your basic training. That way you'd be bleeding with the corpse paint and everything. That'd be great.
There you go.
Give yourself a Norwegian nickname like Lord Snorgefronk or something.
Oh, man. So you're releasing another video soon, right? And that's going to be next month. When is that one coming out? After they check out the first one, of course.
Next month, Babybeard's second single is called Pianizer, and the music video for Pianizer comes out in February. Exactly which day in February?
I love how you're looking over there.
I'm looking at my manager for some kind of message in this department. She's got a mask on, so all I see is the eyes, and she looks at me and does this.
Yeah, you're like,
Mid-February! Mid-February, people! Babybeard's second single, Pianizer! I'm so confused! Where am I? Hey! Babybeard's first single, Konnichiwa. Go to YouTube now, you can watch it. Not now, because we're on a chat. After now. Okay. Go watch it. And our second song, Pianizer. Mid-February. You go to the YouTubes and you watch it. My goodness. But
how did you meet the group? How did you guys become Babybeard?
We held an audition. So we had an audition, and it was a worldwide audition. So people wrote in from literally all over the world. And so
I didn't get an invitation for that. What the hell?
We sent you one. Where were you? Lord Snorrenfont? We were looking for you.
I would have dressed up and everything. I already have 3 wigs now, so could have made
No. You were busy crawling on rocks with your arms bleeding. That's where you were during the audition call, my friend. My God. We could have used a bleeding arm bearded man. I wouldn't feel so lonely.
I want to use my new skills of my newly found cross-dressing skills. That's what I wanted to use.
Well, look. If you hadn't been so busy bleeding, you could have been involved.
Damn. Oh well. But anyways, back to how did you met?
So we held a worldwide audition. So people wrote in from all over the world. Now there was a condition that you had to be able to physically get to Tokyo for the second part of the audition if you passed the first phase of the audition. Yeah. So, and look, in times of pandemic, that condition in and of itself limited candidates dramatically.
Yeah.
So there was that.
Yeah.
But we held a worldwide audition, and I think it went from like 100 candidates to 50 to 20 to like 5, and then we ended up with the 2 girls we've got now.
Wow. Well, it was pretty quick. Like, how did you just knew right away? Was it like a chemistry thing where you're looking for, or how did you figure that out with the selection?
Well, okay. So look, so it's a group, right? So making a group, you've got a triangle to create. Yeah. All right. So we've already got Ladybeard. Ladybeard's already this bit of the triangle. So we need the down here of the triangle. We need the down here of the triangle.
I just imagined those two trying to hold you up. I don't think that would work too well.
It depends how you. Now listen, you thought of things very logically from a gravitational standpoint. But perhaps you could think of things from a magnetic pull type standpoint.
Oh, okay.
In the same way that the wings of the plane are the part that keep the plane in the air, even though the pilot and the crew and the in-flight entertainment is all down the middle. The girls are essential to this operation. If we don't have them, the whole thing will fall apart rapidly. But it's actually quite hard finding 2 people who will work in that dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Because finding one person is not that hard. Finding 2 people who will match this condition and also will complement one another and complement me, and the 3 of us work as a triangle, that's actually quite hard. So it was there was a lot of sort of, well, if we choose this girl, then like this one will work with her. But then if we choose that girl, then the other girl also needs to change because the dynamic has to work, you see?
Yeah.
It's actually quite an in-depth process. It was my first time being on the other side of the audition table and kind of making the calls and being able to make decisions and so forth. And you learn a lot, right? Because like all these girls came in, and all of them who came in were really great. Actually, they were all like the standard was very, very high.
Yeah.
But some of it's just we're like, you're awesome, but you're just not what we need for this exact thing right now. So it's in some ways it's kind of disappointing because a lot of them I wanted to give an opportunity to because I thought they were awesome, but it just wasn't working in this exact dynamic, you know. So
well, there's a lot of things to consider, right? You guys have to be in sync with the dances too later on, right? And
well, there's the singing that has to be that has to be at a certain place. There's the dancing. It's got to be at a certain place. There's the styling and so forth that has to be able to be gotten to a certain place. Yeah. And there's also the fact they've got to be able to, well, we were assuming we'd have to go overseas a lot and tour and do all these kinds of things. So then her life also needs to be arranged so that she can do that, right? Now, of course, you know, then we had this glorious world event that we're all heartily enjoying at the moment, which put the lockdown on travel of all kinds. Yeah. So the international touring bit has been slow, I'll be frank.
Yeah.
Slow. Yeah, but there's a video of the audition on YouTube. If you go to the Babybeard YouTube channel, you can go down to the first videos there, and you can
Another reason to subscribe right now. I just stuttered, but subscribe. Right. Yeah. Subscribe. I just learned that word earlier today.
Subscribe?
Subscribe. Yeah, I just learned how to speak English not too long.
It's all right. It's all right. You're Norwegian. It's fine. We understand.
I mean, the dancing stuff's no joke. I mean, after doing it myself, like the band made video, I was playing guitar dressed as a maid. Not really a big deal. That's my natural element. I run around like a madman on stage. But when we did the baby metal one, that's when I was like, whoa. Like just being winded after like 5 seconds of dancing. I'm like, wow, I'm out of shape.
It's a whole new game, and it's a whole new level of coordination that needs to happen once you're dancing and singing at the same time. Mm-hmm. And actually, until you try, you don't understand how hard it is. It wasn't until I had to do it. Because we see pop stars, and a lot of the time, especially people in heavy metal, look at pop stars and we think, they're just the plastic people, and it's, you know, it's just kind of generic, whatever.
Yeah.
Not true, man. It's very hard. It's very hard to sing and dance at the same time and also perform. A lot of people technically, they can get to the point where they can technically do it, but their performance is just flat whilst they do all their stuff, right? So it's a lot that goes into it.
The first time I learned that was when I was doing backup vocals while playing guitar. Like I said, I like to run around on stage, and I would run around, and I'd be like, like getting ready to sing, and all of a sudden my note's flat because I'm out of breath, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't do that, you know? So I had that idea in my head early, like even though they're not playing an instrument, it doesn't matter, they're dancing their butts off and like running around the stage. Sometimes it looks like the stage is so big, it looks like a whole mile they're running across.
Baby metal do that. Baby metal have those flags and there's
yeah.
Yeah, man, it's good that they're young. It's good those girls are young. That would not be easy.
What's been the scariest thing that you've like performing live? Because you're screaming and dancing, and guys, that's still hard. If not, sometimes it can be a pain, because I already know how that goes with your voice when it warms up, cools down, dancing and screaming. That can really mess with stuff. So what's been the scariest scenario live where you were like just running around and then you had to come scream and something just didn't work?
Well, scariest scenario in terms of the performance, yeah?
Yeah, or anything, or tell me it's a story.
I think scariest thing in terms of the performance is when you're singing and dancing, you have the advantage that we have the advantage that the song has a rhythm to it, so therefore it's predictable.
Yeah.
So you know that 30 seconds from now you're going to get to this bit. And then 30 seconds from now, you get to get this bit. So you can kind of, if things aren't going well, if you're out of breath, you know you need to somehow get it back before we hit that hard bit 30 seconds from now, things like this, right? The hard part, I think, comes when you gas out for some reason early on. And you don't, because sometimes the conditions are strange, and for some reason you gas out easily, and you don't know why.
Normally when the humidity is higher, you normally will get in that thing, or if the elevation's higher, you tend to run out of breath faster. Because I know when I played in Colorado, like up near in the mountains, even when I would run in the military, it was the same thing. Like you're like, oh, I'm out of breath more. Or even in a desert where you're losing oxygen, or you're literally losing oxygen more to where you're up north. Like I totally get you. I remember going on tour, we went from Texas all the way up to California and down, and every place was different. Especially outside. Outside's horrible. I hate playing outside so much. Everything sounds different.
Really? You hate outside? Now, this is interesting. Why do you hate outside? Just because of the direct heat?
No, because when you're playing guitar, the sound has too much places to go. So you're not getting any... It just sounds weird. Like nothing sounds right. It doesn't sound like when you're in a room or in a place. So I'm so used to practicing in a room or a place that you just get used to the specific sound. When you're outside, that sound just goes. It's going and going. It's not coming back to you. It's not in the surrounding, and like you can't hear stuff, and like it's really weird.
Okay, I see.
That's why you need to have monitors, of course, if you're outside. But we were a poor band, so we didn't have the.
Listen, hey, you're doing an excellent job. You're doing an excellent job, Alan. Don't knock it. That's interesting because I quite like outside, and the only big challenge with outside is the wind, because the wind can interfere with things.
Yeah.
But so my challenge is if it's in a venue where the ceiling is very low, because then the heat rises. Yep. So therefore, if you've got a low ceiling, firstly, if I do anything like this, I end up punching the ceiling. So I come up with like cuts all over my knuckles and whatnot after the show. I'm like, ha! So there's that. But then also the heat rises to your face.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where your breathing happens. And that's exactly where there's no oxygen. Because the audience has breathed out all their carbon dioxide. You've breathed out yours. So there's a big cloud of carbon dioxide. And you're trying to suck in oxygen through that. Yeah, I find low ceiling rooms are hard. No.
You might as well be up in the mountains at that point.
The mountains are also hard. The altitude is hard. I won't lie, the altitude is hard.
I mean, it's kind of similar, right? Because you're losing oxygen the higher up you go.
Yeah. The first time I played in Mexico City, no one told me about the altitude. I don't know why I didn't know that as general knowledge, but I didn't. So I get on stage for my sound check, and I go to sing, and no sound comes out. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Did I get sick on the airplane? What's wrong? Oh my God, what's right? And someone told you, no, it's the altitude. You're fine. You just got to get used to it. We arrived, and like the first day, me and my manager both felt sick. We're like, what's wrong, man? Do we get sick on the plane? Oh my God. Until we adjusted, it was a whole new world.
Do your ears pop and stuff like crazy when you were flying out there?
No, my ears were fine. Just did the old equalization. It's fine.
Yeah. So, oh man, the first time I went on a plane, I had the worst pain. I was like in a ball, like just curled up in devastating pain. Yeah. When I went from New York, it was like to Oregon and then straight down to Georgia. It's the first time I was on a plane, it was horrible. So that's why I was curious, because normally when you go to those high altitudes, I can feel it. Even if I climb certain mountains, like I can feel the altitude. I have to start yawning right away, like, doing that.
Like, pain the first time you caught an airplane.
Yeah, pain. Super painful. It's crazy.
Well, your in-flight entertainment system was lacking. My goodness.
Right. Well, I found out later, I did find out later on that my mom said, apparently I have a lopsided eardrum. So that could have been what caused it.
You have a lopsided eardrum.
Yes. So it's not in the right place. It's switched around.
Hang on, wait. If that's a normal eardrum, like your eardrum's like that, or it's like that?
Exactly. It's not how it's supposed to be inside my brain.
You are a unique individual. That's fantastic.
So,
hey, so should we read some comments from the chat? I see the comments coming up. I feel that we should give some love. Hello, friends, chatting friends. Rini, oh, hi, sweetie. Thanks for being here. So, Martian music, bless you. Lord Vogodox, Vordag, Vordavor, Vord, Ant music. They lived in Mexico City. $2,000 above sea level. Yeah, you live in the hills, $3,000 above sea level.
And make sure
every day
you check out his channel, guys, and subscribe.
Right. Sorry, I'll let you do the comment reading. I just suddenly started doing this and squinting. I'm sorry, Alan. I'm sorry.
No worries. Yeah, I'll pull it up for you. Can you see it all right?
No, I can see fine. Thank you. That's cool.
Dallas
Huge
says
fan, long time. Thank you.
You can read it. I'm sorry.
I'm fine. Thank you, Dallas Cubby. Dallas Cubby says, huge fan of you for a long time, Ladybeard. So glad to get this opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming, Dallas Cubby. Great to see you. Here's Knob Pro. Hello, Ladybeard. Socrates. Too fast. Socrates. Too fast. Lord Voldemort. Voldemort. Hey, things happen too quickly.
I'll go back. I go back. There you go.
There we go. Hello. Someone said, please visit Europe in 2022. Please visit Europe in 2022. The request has been made. I'm looking at my manager, telling her. She's nodding politely.
Is she going like?
No, she's giving the nod now. Shiori is currently masked, you see, so all I get is the ninja view of the eyes. And we found out that whilst I'm on camera, Shiori has the following reactions. There's this.
Yeah.
There's this. And there's this. And if I'm doing a really great job, there's this.
Are you doing a great job? Did she give you that? Did you get the thumbs up yet?
Do I get a thumbs up? Yes! Thumbs up, Shiori! Excellent. This is wonderful.
Please, I've heard the story, but I want to hear it from you. How did this all begin? How did you get to where you are right now? Take me on a journey. How did you become a pro wrestler, decide to do the cross-dressing? I've read a lot of stuff, but I want to hear it from the man's mouth himself.
Give you an abbreviated version. I started cross-dressing because when I was 14, I put on my big sister's school dress to go to a friend's birthday party, and it was hilarious. So I became a casual cross-dresser from that point on. I was an actor and a stuntman and a voice actor, and I lived in Hong Kong. Yep. And then I had a career over there in acting and stunts, and then the global financial crisis came along in 2008 and wiped that career out overnight. So I said, what am I going to do? And I then discovered a pro wrestling fed in Hong Kong. And I was always interested in pro wrestling, but it was never accessible to me. So I started wrestling. And then before my first match, I was asked, what do you want your in-ring gimmick to be? And I said, I'm going to wear a dress. I'm going to be called Ladybeard. And after my first match overnight, I was the most popular wrestler in Hong Kong.
Wow. That is an amazing story. And it's pretty accurate. So the internet got it right. That's pretty accurate. The internet.
Bless you, internet. Bless you, internet. You got our back.
How was it? How was the whole experience like in Hong Kong? Did you learn the language while you were there, or?
Yeah. So that's how I then started my music career, because I then my favorite metalhead from way back. And then my favorite songs have always been metal covers of pop songs. I think there's something very joyous about the catchiness of a pop song with the delivery and the power of metal. I think it's a beautiful thing. So then when I got to Hong Kong, I started listening to Cantonese pop songs to work on my Cantonese language skills. And I said, these are really catchy pop songs. I want to hear the metal covers. No one had done metal covers. So a few years later, I said, you know what? I want to be a heavy metal singer. I want to do a project singing heavy metal covers of Cantonese pop songs because I think the world needs them.
Okay.
And no one else had done them, so I said I'm going to do them, and I did them.
Nice. And then how did that go? How did people take that when you did that? Because they already loved you.
Very well. So the locals loved it. It went very well. It was great. And then but Hong Kong, for those of you who don't know, Hong Kong is a special administrative region of the People's Republic of China. So it's one city, right? So therefore, it's a territory within itself, but it's just one city. So basically, to get anything done, you have to tour to the surrounding regions. So I started touring, and I did a tour to Japan, and that went extremely well. And the Japanese really loved what I was doing. I was singing metal covers of Japanese pop songs. So I said, all right, well, I've got to move there. So then I moved over to Japan.
Wow. So how many languages do you know then?
5. But it's okay. So obviously English is my first language, so that one counts, yeah? Okay, so then I learned German in high school, and so that is the one that I have the best structural base in, but I haven't spoken it for 20 years, so of course a lot of it's kind of fallen away.
So could you speak it right now?
Ja, also ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch, aber ich habe viel vergessen.
Awesome. Yeah. I don't know what you said, but hopefully it was good.
I hope it was good too, because I don't know what I said either.
Don't let us know in the chat.
Big Cantonese from living in Hong Kong. My Cantonese now, I haven't spoken it for 10 years. So that was not even that good to begin with. And so now it's really not that good.
Okay.
Then I moved to Japan, had to learn Japanese. How good's my Japanese, Shiori? She always gives it a one of these for my Japanese. All right, so my Japanese is a one of these. And then Mandarin Chinese as well. I then had to learn that too.
What was the hardest language for you to learn out of those?
Probably Cantonese. Because if you're not a native speaker, it's a nightmare, man. Like there's so many tones. There's 9 tones in the language. So it's like hi, 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 hi. Those are all different words.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't imagine. I need to learn, but I'm in the middle of just practicing Spanish right now and like pretty okay at it. But eventually I want to do Japanese afterwards because we did have plans to hopefully go there, but then all this stuff happened, as you know.
All this stuff happened.
Yeah.
Hey, how good is your Spanish? Bust out some Espanol.
I don't want to.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, guys.
No, it's all right. I get nervous about it. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'll do it like when I'm in Mexico and I'm like, you know, like survival instincts kick in. But yeah, so.
No, I understand. Once the spotlight's on you, it's like, this guy speaks the foreign language. Show us. It's suddenly,
yeah.
Oh!
I just did that to you, so I feel like a real dick.
No, it's fine. It worked out fine. It was very casual.
Oh, there you go. I already slipped up. Look at. Hey, I made it pretty far. How long was that? An hour?
Nah, you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Alan from Dicodec. You did a great job. Yeah. You're doing well, Alan from Dicodec. Thank you, everyone who's in the chat, by the way. Rini speaks 4 languages. Good girl. Mwah. We have we've got the old Gudfair. Good Liefer. Says hi. Yep. Hardsilo says harder. Yes, more tones. Correct. I speak only 4 languages daily. Really? That's very impressive. This person's probably European or Israeli like Rini. Yeah.
So for wrestling, did you still keep that up or?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't wrestled much since the start of the pandemic, which is, I think, reasonable.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. But no, I was wrestling all the way up until the start of the pandemic. I've done since the pandemic started, I've done 1 match and 1 match only. But we did it, and afterwards it was like, you know what, this is not really the ideal thing to be doing in circumstances like this. Up close with another person, huffing and puffing, you know, not really ideal for the current global climate. So yes, I do still wrestle, but it's been a while because of world events.
So are you going to incorporate more like wrestling stuff in Babybeard?
Well, listen. Every time I do a live show, I don't know what it is, but some clown decides they're going to take issue with me. Some clown always rushes the stage, decides to hit me in the back of the head, and I need to sort them out with a little bit of violence and aggression and get them out of there before I can continue my singing and dancing performance. So listen, Alan. I make no promises that when I'm on stage in the future with Babybeard, there will not be some pro wrestler who decides to come on stage and take issue with Ladybeard. It's happened before. It'll likely happen again. Bloody pro wrestlers. Unbelievable.
So nobody tries to run on stage and challenge you right then and there while you're performing?
That happens all the time.
It really does?
Seriously? Ladybeard does not encourage this behavior. Hey!
I'm running on stage. I just want to get my ass kicked. It'll be hilarious.
Oh, come now. You stay in the mosh pit, young man. That's the place for you.
It'll be funny though. Just set up the camera. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm running at Ladybeard right now.
Oh my god. That's going to be quite the experience for Ladybeard.
Hopefully, I'm not coming out of the cave. I should be fully dressed.
Nude.
That's my secret. That's my secret to distract. You know, you run at somebody and a dude, they get confused really quickly. Defenses come down.
Have to make sure your legs are flapping like that, like Luigi when he jumps. You have to make sure your legs are flapping. That's the only way a nude man can run. It's the only acceptable way. So now, Alan, let me ask you a question. I'll hit you with a hot round. I'll hit you with a.
You're gonna hit me with a hot round. You don't want to hit me with a hot round. I'll hit you with
my best shot. All right. Well, how long have you had a beard?
Not that long, actually. Probably about a couple of years, because I wasn't allowed to have a beard.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do you? This is banding. This is your full-time operation, or do you do something else with life as well?
It is my full time, but I do like lessons on the side. I do everything to make money. So I do lessons, teach, and
good man.
make music.
What kind of content do you consume in your free time? You watch movies, you watch TV, you watch YouTube?
The new Babybeard music videos, of course.
The new Babybeard music video, Nipponga Konnichiwa, coming to you through the internet right now. Excellent answer, my friend. Excellent answer. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Let's hit you with another one. What is your favorite brand of sneakers?
I don't have a favorite brand of sneakers. Oh,
no, not a sneaking man. You don't sneak.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not into clothes or anything like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The sneakers I have are the ones that I wore in the restaurant still. I still have those sneakers. They're probably my favorite to wear. Oh, my Nike running shoes are I love those for working out. I'm very simple.
Back up a second. The restaurant? What is the restaurant?
Oh, so they're like non-slip shoes for the restaurant environment. So I wear those. They're still comfortable.
Hang on. Did you work in a restaurant?
Yeah, I was a district manager for a fast food company for 8 years.
I see. Okay, yeah. I understand. This makes sense. I thought maybe the restaurant sounds like maybe you did a music theater production or something called The Restaurant, and that was the shoes you wore on stage.
I'd be a pretty good expert at that, if I ran a theater, had a musical about the restaurant.
You should write one. Maybe you should start a music theater company called The Restaurant.
The Restaurant. There we go. I should just write songs about how the restaurant business. That'd be hilarious.
Is it a tough business? I imagine it's a hard business, restaurants.
I don't know how, to be honest with you, I don't know how I did it. I was in like 5 bands and I was working 60 hours a week. It was insane. Wow. I was working nonstop. I still do work nonstop. As people know, I had how many interviews, guys? Chat. It's been 8 this week. It's been insane.
Really? Wow, you're a powerhouse, my friend.
But I try, but then I die for a day of exhaustion. Yeah.
But it happens. Sometimes it has to happen.
Yeah. I don't know when to stop. That's my problem. I'm one of those people
I think that's a beautiful thing, because for most people it's very hard to start and to get going at all, and most people just kind of want to sit down and be lazy. So the fact that you're doing so much, I think, is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well, I love doing this because I love meeting people like yourself, and other people. I love talking to other people. So that's what I love about doing this. So I hope to make this a main thing, do something like this while making music.
I will support you wholeheartedly.
Yeah. I was going to ask you something. I completely forgot. There goes those brain parts once again.
I will support you wholeheartedly in your endeavors to make Dicodec your full-time occupation. So clearly you've been doing music for a long time then.
Yeah. Yep.
Tell me about your musical career and how that began.
Oh, Jesus. How did this turn into you interviewing me?
We can switch it back if you want. I feel greedy because I'm telling you all my stuff constantly. It's a conversation. It goes two ways, you see.
I'm sorry, chat, if I bore you guys, because I don't know if they heard this story. Well, I started playing guitar when I was 16, and I just fell in love with music. So I wanted to play guitar since I was 12. I saved up. We got lunch money here in New York when I was living in New York. I was born and raised in New York. And I saved up all my money to get my first guitar, which was a first stack guitar. And that's how it all started. So I played guitar for a lot of years. And then just recently, I started learning drums and bass and all that stuff, played in multiple bands here in El Paso. And then, long story short, when I turned 30, I started learning how to sing and doing keyboards also at the same time. And just recently, dancing.
Hang on, stop. So you play guitar, bass, drums, keys, and you sing, and you are just beginning dancing.
Yes, but the dancing is really horrible.
But look, I understand this problem. Don't worry. You got to work at it for a long time. And on top of that, you can do all the technical stuff. So you can do all the mixing and all the recording and all that kind of thing. Yeah.
This came because I learned all this stuff because of people quitting so much on me, or because of not you know, they just weren't as enthused as I was. Like, you know, like you want to go, you're going for it, I'm going for it. And you run across those people that don't want to kind of go for it that hard as you do. And that can be a clash. So I've clashed with a lot of people like that. And over the years, it's gotten better because now I know where to cut it and be like, hey, you know, this is the expectations now. This is what I'm trying to do. And I do go pretty crazy. Like I'm very, I guess, driven to do it, you know? So that's where, so anyways, I would give my songs to engineers and I hated how they mixed it. I hated it. And I remember I spent $1,000. I got the mix back and I'm like, what is this? Like, there's only one time I can remember where I thought the mix was halfway decent. It was a famous studio here in El Paso on the outskirts. Can't remember the name to save my life, but they had some big bands from Mexico play there, Platinum Records and stuff. We went there. It was probably the best mix, but the engineer lost all our recordings. We paid
come on, you kidding, really?
Yeah. He actually just messaged me a month ago saying he had them. I said, okay, send them to me. Literally a month ago. Not even joking. This is like 10 years later. He's like, I found them on my hard drive. I'm like, well, send them to me. And he still hasn't sent them to me. But yeah, I was like 22 at the time, so losing $1,500 was not fun. So,
it's a lot of money to a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
Wow. So those tracks that you recorded 10 years ago, now they're suddenly back in your life. You should
but I
put
still
them on the
haven't gotten
internet
them.
as like Dicodec Retro.
But I still haven't gotten them though. He still hasn't given them to me. I'm like,
I
okay.
fair enough.
I was like, send them to me, and he still hasn't. If you're listening, send them to me. But
what's his name? You can't remember his name. What's his name?
Shaman.
Shaman? Hey, Shaman. It's not the QAnon Shaman, is it? My goodness, imagine if he was your sound recorder, the QAnon Shaman, with his horn. Shaman? Hey, send Alan his tracks.
I'm going to be like, Ladybeard told you to.
Yes, Ladybeard says. Ladybeard told you.
Since I'm one of those people, like, I give people chances, I do. I give trust, but once I get screwed over so many times, I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. Damn it, I didn't mean swears. I say, screw it, I'll do it myself. So I just started learning everything. I was like, I'm going to learn it. And I'm one of those people that find shortcuts, not shortcuts, but I find the most efficient way to learn something. So I've practiced learning a lot because I love learning new things and I'm obsessed with it. So I'm one of those people that just likes to learn a bunch of new skills. Problem is I'm not like extremely good at any of them. I just like surface. That's my downfall, but I don't care. I just got used to it. I'm like, I'll just learn a bunch of stuff. So
I put it to you that for someone in your position, that's actually a stronger position for you to be in when you can get everything done to a decent standard, as opposed to just having one thing that you're extraordinarily good at and then needing other people to have your back on all these other areas. Because this way you can DIY and you can one-man show this whole operation and you can remain completely independent of anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then the cool thing is, like, I always thought about, and could be because of my DM days, just knowing I delegate it. Like, if you know how to do it yourself, you can teach other people. And that's something I always like to do. Is I try to teach people.
Okay, right. So you could hire like an 18-year-old who just kind of like doesn't know what to do in life. And you'd be like, all right, I'll give you 2 years of mixing. I'll show you how to mix in a month. And then you mix for me for 2 years. I see. Okay. That's a great plan.
So like
great plan.
Stuff like that. So like I'm starting to delegate now a little bit more and just going over the process with other people. So like when you were saying you had a manager, I'm like, oh, I wish I had a manager.
This is the real challenge with do it yourself, isn't it? The problem with do it yourself is you have to actually do it and do all of it yourself.
And you can't break away until you start seeing revenue, right? Because obviously nobody's gonna sit there and be like, I'll do this for completely nothing, because you'll find some ambitious people like me. I'll go up to random people, be like, can you teach me how to do that? I'll work for you for free. Because I just want the skill. It's really hard to find those people that want to do for the skill or are willing to take a chance for like a startup or something like that. So my advice to people out there, sometimes it's not about the money. Just go learn the skill from the person. Sometimes it's more valuable than any money can give you, you know? So
yeah, the thing is, if you want those skills anyway, you'd need to pay someone to teach them to you normally. So getting them for free off the back of, some hours of energy expended is actually a pretty good deal. If you went to learn them yourself, you'd probably have to pay like $20,000 for a course or something, and you still have to put in the time to learn the skill anyway. So I think it's a good strategy.
Martian Music, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate the support. He says, I will have to watch the rest of this later. Babybeard, I look forward to seeing your new content. Haven't heard anything since Lady Baby. Sleep calls. Well,
no worries. Thank you, Marshall. Thank you for watching today, man. Martian, I'm sorry. Thank you for watching today. I called you man and not knowing.
He is. It's
your
Tim.
gender.
It's my buddy.
That's your buddy? Okay. Thank you, man. Good to see you. Thank you very much for tuning in, dude.
Thank you so much for the super chat. So, Teresa, there's Teresa that helps me out a lot, schedule interviews also and stuff like that, but she refuses to take money from me, even though I offer it to her.
What a good lady, Teresa. We nicknamed her T-Bone. The old T-Bone. That's what we named Teresa. It's the capital T. Bless her. Bless her heart. My goodness. So Dicodec. So you played music for a long time. You learned everything. You started DIYing things, and then how did this band come to be?
Oh, man. This started in 2014 with a whole different group of guys, and I was still working at Carl's Jr., and in my head, I was like, I already went on tour, and I saw how horrible it is and how you make no money, come back broker than you ever were before. Money wasn't really an issue for me at the time because I was making really good money at my job, but I was so good at my job that they let me do whatever I want. So I could go on tour and do all that stuff and do it from a computer. And so it started there. We were doing the band thing. We're trying to figure it out. I went through singers, through different members. And eventually I was just like, guys, we got to do something different. And that's when I said, because touring is not going to work. It's just doesn't make sense. We're never going to get anywhere doing this. So we started YouTube. We took us 2 years to figure that out until 2016. So I went through this radical change of, all right, we're going all in on YouTube. And it was rough. It was really horrible videos and stuff like that. So I've been working on it for a while. And of course, all the members quit because they thought I was insane. And they told me YouTube is only by luck only. And I said, no, it's not. I kept going. And I said, no, it's not luck. You just got to present yourself in the right way and put yourself in the right areas and perfect the skills. So I just kept going, and then found more members over time, and it just kept building. So right now the band's kind of turned into like bringing members from all over the world. Like we're working on this Maximum Hormone cover. Like I was telling you earlier before this, we have my buddy from Korea doing vocals on it. Vicky, who sings on it. She's going to secretly be the lead singer. She just doesn't know it yet. But we're slowly getting in there. I just send her melodies. I'm like, hey, can you sing this? And she does it. So thank you, Vicky. Appreciate it. So, but yeah, so right now just playing as I go. Hopefully I will find all the members again to where we can actually play and stuff like that and have permanent members. That's the goal right now. But
why was touring so tough for you? Were you doing some kind of high end touring
here in the States, there's a lot of pay to play. So you literally pay money to go play shows to get exposure. It's the most asinine thing ever. Like
Japan has that too.
Yeah, and it makes sense if it works. It doesn't work here. And that's why I decided, why do this? Like, not that I have any problem playing in front of one person or two people, but this is not sustainable. So we're just like, I think we have to get a social media presence up. And then that's when I just focused on social media only and worked on managing. So I managed another artist on social media, John Paul, who also did vocals for us. I grew his channel to about 200,000 subscribers. So I learned the ropes, and then I applied it to this channel. Everything I learned through helping him manage his channels. I would film him and do the audio and all that stuff and help him do covers, like acoustic covers of metal songs. And I helped him with that. And then we split apart, and then this is how this happens. So
Okay, so not to reveal your secrets, but reveal your secrets. How does one, for those paying attention who are interested in the dream and they want to do the YouTube dream for themselves, what's the key? How do you grow a channel? It was very impressive to get from 0 to 200,000.
You have to do something different, something shocking. So unfortunately, this is just how the world works. And I just tell people straight up, he's an overweight guy. He doesn't look like he can sing, but he's a phenomenal singer. So that was the thing. And obviously we were worried about his health and we were trying to get him healthy during that time period. But that was his secret. That was his secret. It was a guy that looked like he couldn't sing, but he would blow your socks off. You'd be like, oh. Really? And you can check out our song Phoenix. You'll see what I'm talking about. He's a phenomenal singer. So that being said, when we did this channel, kind of stumbled into the reactions. Like when we did our covers, we're like, we got to do something different. We can't just cover a song. Like everyone's just covering a song. So, when we did the Bandmade cover, like, I don't even know how it came up. I'm like, we need to be unique with this music video. We can't just do the same crap. Like, we can't just go film it and see some dudes just playing. I'm like, let's dress up as the maids. And that's how it started off. And then of course, we saw your video. So, afterwards, I don't know if it was afterwards or before it. I think we actually saw it before. So I think subconsciously it's like in there. You know, when you watch a bunch of stuff, you're like, then you have ideas, but then you realize, oh, crap. It like kind of subconsciously was in there because we were reacting to so many videos, and your old band, Ladybeard, was one of them, which we loved, by the way. And yeah, who knows? Maybe that sparked the fire for that video. And then Maximum Hormone is one of my favorite Japanese metal bands. I love them to death. And yeah, we just made sure that our videos were always unique. That was the thing. We just were like, we gotta do like when we do reactions, we make sure they're unique. Like there's something different that nobody else is doing, and I think that's what you gotta do. So you gotta look at the pool of people. Like for me, I look at the pool of musicians. What's everybody doing? What's everybody not doing? And you're taking a risk, but I think the more risks you take, the better off. And I think that's why Babybeard is going to be so successful because you are unique. There is not a wrestler, cross-dresser doing music anywhere. I can't think of one. I think you're the only one, right? I mean, so that's what I mean. That's something that nobody's doing. And fortunately for you, you love doing it. So it's something you can keep driving and going forward towards. And I think that's the key to success with doing a channel and stuff, getting up there. I'm going to bring up this super chat one more time. Thank you all for the moist content, Ellen and Ladybeard. We love the new Babybeard video. Thank you, Lucky.
Sir. Thank you, Lucky. I keep referring to people as men. I don't know who they are. I'm very sorry to anyone who's offended. Thank you, Lucky. I'm very grateful.
So she says moist content because it's a joke with our community because we mosh in our reactions sometimes and we get really sweaty. We're like, so if we like a song, we always say moist.
Fantastic. Yeah. Someone somewhere, everyone knows someone that hates that word.
That's why we like saying it because we always laugh because we're like, why do people hate that word? And I'm like, so we always make a joke out of it. I'm like, oh, it's really moist in this room right now.
I love it. That is fantastic. Right now, you guys recently reacted to the new Eskimo Callboy stuff, yeah?
Yes. I love it.
What? You love it? I love it too. I think it's fantastic.
Those are the kind of videos I love. Like, I really like those kind of videos. What did you like about it?
Well, okay, so there's the three of them, yeah. Hyper, we got the moves and Pump It. But they're all mainly to the hilariousness of it. Yeah. Like, because they started with Hyper, and I think part of it was timing because it came out towards the start of the pandemic. So they sort of had a certain advantage that I think they'd been quiet for a while. They got the new singer, and then suddenly everyone was at home, and it was at the start of this whole thing, and no one had figured anything out yet. So everyone's just like, well, I guess I'm on the internet all day. So they kind of nailed the timing on that. I think mainly it was just, it was so funny. The video was so well done. They clearly took it seriously and put proper budget into it and everything.
Yes, they did.
It's such a hilarious song. They had all the, 80s porn mustaches and everything. It was so good. But also as well, they did the choreographed dancing at the end of that video. Yeah. And I saw that and I was like, my people. All right, good stuff. It was, I thought it was a great song, hilarious video. And it's the kind of video that you want to show your friends. This is the other glorious thing about the internet. And I think the other thing people need to take advantage of is you got to capture that thing that makes people say, oh, I've got to send this to Davo, and I've got to send this to Steve, and I've got to send this to Kimberly. They're going to love it. Like, that's kind of the essence that I think Eskimo Callboy successfully captured. And that for the 21st century, if you can capture that, that's how you go viral. Yeah,
I agree, because I like, what's awesome too about those styles of music, like your Babybeard band now, and like baby metal, and a lot of the Japanese bands, I gotta say, like a lot of them are just so fun. They're like making metal and rock fun to listen to and watch and hear. It's not this, and I've always felt like that myself, and that's why we didn't fit in the music scene here, because everyone took themselves so serious, and like I would show up on stage with shorts and sandals, and like, but I would still play metal and shred, but everyone's like, you're not heavy enough because I didn't have long hair or whatever. So that's what I really love about the Japanese scene, and like bands like Eskimo Callboys, like Babybeard, like groups like that, just making that genre metal just fun, like just making it fun. Like I think it lost a lot of that. Or not putting rules on it. Like metal developed rules. Well, you said you were a big metalhead, right? You know what I'm talking about, that gatekeeping rules. Like, why? The reason why rock and metal was famous in the beginning was because there was no rules. Where did all these freaking rules come from? Like, where did they come from? Why can't you do this anymore? I thought the whole point was to be rebellious and not do this. Like,
right. And now it is very strange, isn't it? It's very strange how it's very strange how metalheads, despite the fact that, like you say, their whole thing is, no, I'm not part of the mainstream, but then they're so conservative within the boundaries of oh my goodness. We'll keep going. Shout out this super chat before we keep going.
All right, so thanks, Good, so much. Longtime supporter of the channel. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for donating the £5. Said, thanks, Mr. Ladybeard, for all the amazing things you create. Also, what do you think about collaborations? Do you have any in the future plans? Yes, with Dicodec, I hope.
I was going to say the Dicodec collaboration has to happen, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna write a song called Dicodbeard, and it's coming at you any day now. Prepare yourselves.
It's gonna happen now. I'm gonna write it tonight.
I can't wait.
Guys,
thank you for your support. I don't know how to say this name. Udayr.
Oh man, I already got a riff idea. Oh shit.
Oh, good. Good man.
I'm one of those people. You'd be like, yeah, we're gonna write it. Okay, send it to you tomorrow.
but sorry, returning to our very serious conversation we were just on. I actually, so there's tremendous conservatism within metal, and the gatekeepers and the purists are so ridiculous about it. Like, they will be, nah, like Sabbath, Maiden, Metallica, and everything else is rubbish.
Yep.
Number one, it's very anal. However, I'm actually quite grateful for those, for purists like that, because I think they strengthen the identity of metal, and they strengthen, I guess, for lack of a better word, the scene, and they strengthen because they are so uncompromising about what their opinion is about what metal is. I think that leads the genre to have a very strong base, which is somewhat unshakable. And I actually think performers such as myself and Baby Metal and Eskimo Callboy and yourself and people who do things that are interesting and different, who these guys hate, I think artists like us are very important to the purists, because so much of your identity as a purist is not only based upon what you love, but based upon all the things that you hate. So I think we are actually contributing a lot to the genre, even though we are outside the genre in a conservative sense. We strengthen the genre because the purists inside the genre say, no, that's not us. And on top of that, we expose a different audience to a level of metal who would never get exposure to it otherwise.
Exactly. I think baby metal was a great example of that. And like Bandmate, when I showed my daughter, and she didn't know who they were, and she loved them, you know, stuff like that. And she probably wouldn't listen to metal or rock, but it was something that she could relate to and watch. So I totally agree with that.
You have a daughter?
Yes.
Awesome. How old is she?
She's 17. She just turned 17.
Oh, wow, it's a big daughter. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, congratulations. That's fantastic. Yeah. Oh, great. Obviously, don't tell the internet anything you don't want the internet to know. But what's your daughter doing with life? Is she also interested in music?
She is. She sings and she does.
Right.
I just got her guitar 2 years ago, so she does a little bit of guitar. Got her acoustic last year, so she plays here and there. It's like one of those balances where I can't like be like, hey, practice kind of thing, but like, yeah, she has the tools and it's there if she needs them. So she does music here and there. She loves music also. So
that's great. Female acoustic guitar. You got a future Taylor Swift on your hands, my friend.
Yeah, she's loving piano more than anything. So, which is kind of funny because technically I started on piano in 7th grade, but then never touched it again. And then until 5 years ago, you know how like start and then go back. But
technically I started on violin when I was 7, but as you can see, my fiddling skills are not up to scratch now. Oh my God.
I want to see them. No. There's no Babybeard violin solos in the future.
Not at this stage. Listen. I made it all the way to the end of one song. I could complete Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and that was my only song.
That could be the intro. That could be the intro to a Babybeard song, right? It could
yes,
be like
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star on the violin.
Like a psychedelic Twinkle had a little star cover, but in this weird metal crazy scream way. And then you start off with this rickety violin in the beginning, and then
we could have lyrics in German. It would be Twinkle Twinkle Little Death or something along those lines. I might get sued. That song is probably owned by someone. I'd probably get sued if I did that.
You're making it fun metal, and then if your violin skills have deteriorated, they can't tell the melody while you're playing it.
Exactly. Ladybeard on violin coming your way, ladies and gentlemen.
The algorithm won't pick it up. You'll be fine.
Right. Goodness gracious me. Should we read a chat? What's happening in the chat? Let's read a chat.
Teresa says, give him Twinkle Twinkle solo on the Dicodec song. Oh, there we go. Violin metal. Let's go.
Violin metal. Here we go.
Hey, so I was going to ask you, what do you, I know you've had projects in the past, which, but what do you love about this project more than anything? What is like super exciting about this project compared to past ones?
Well, okay, so with this project, we're really trying to do things globally. So up until now, okay, so obviously I'm in Japan, and the Japanese scene is very rich, and there's a lot of wonderful things going on here. And there's so much to offer from Japan in terms of like pop culture and all this kind of stuff. There's really a very vibrant pop culture. And I see so much interest in it overseas. But if you're not Japanese and you can't read Japanese and you can't speak Japanese, and you're not in the country, getting access is extremely challenging. Because unless people do things in English and put them out there for the foreign audience, it's basically inaccessible. So one of the things we're kind of trying to do is somewhat bridge that gap and make a group that genuinely is globally active. That's kind of what excites me. The like groups up until now, they've been very sort of Japan-centric. They've done things in the Japanese way for the Japanese market. And if we've gone overseas and done things overseas, it's sort of been just kind of been like a tacked on extra. Whereas this group from the beginning, we're really trying to build it so that it is a global operation off day one. Yeah, not great that a pandemic kicked off right as we started the thing, which stopped us doing all the global activities we were planning to do. So yeah, not ideal for an establishment like that. But listen, still here after 2 years of trying to do a global group, even though we can't go global physically. Still here, still fighting, still trying to get the work out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sorry. For the past 5-6 years or so, I've been performing at anime conventions all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And in my old group, it was me and the 2 little Japanese girls. And everyone's like, you and the two girls was great. You and the 2 girls. Good. That. More. So I'm like, cool. People have spoken.
Agreed.
Let's try and deliver the value. Yeah.
I was going to say, so I listened to the music video, and something that I really loved on the music video that I thought was a little bit low in the mix, in my opinion. I still loved the song. I loved how it was. There's some phenomenal guitar playing on there, some phenomenal bass playing that I could hear. I mentioned in the reaction that's coming out tomorrow, guys, so make sure to check it out. But I highlighted those moments. Who are they? I would love to, like, if you're allowed to say their names, like those musicians that played on that.
Well, I can tell you the man. Okay, so the man who made the song is a man named Asano-san, and he made my first song, Nippon Manju, back in 2015. So
awesome.
This is what we were trying to do. We were trying to get all the same pieces from that first group, as many of them together as we could for this second group, right? So we got the same songwriters from Nippon Manju.
Yeah, because I was like, oh my God, this guitar's so good, and it kind of reminded me of that song, and I'm like, it sounded good, and I was like, I should have known that was him from listening to that one. Normally, but yeah, it was really good. Like, he did a great job. Like, shout out to him.
He did a great job. That dude was killer.
The music was awesome.
Thank you.
So really
yes, the same team as Nippon Manju. So Asano-san did the composition and all the recording, and then a lady named Tadano-san did the lyrics. So,
okay.
Same team.
Sorry, I read a question that I'm ignoring. Sorry. Yeah, that was a great song.
I like this. This is a an esoteric question. What is Babybeard? Coming from John Smith. Thank you, John. Yeah. What is Babybeard? In the grand scheme of life, what is Babybeard? What is Ladybeard plus babies? What are babies?
You missed that part of the conversation.
Right? Hey, you can go to Babybeard_Japan and you can subscribe to the things and then you'll see what Babybeard is. You can also go to Ladybeard_Japan and subscribe to me and then you'll see what a Ladybeard is. All questions will be answered. I have an itchy inner ear. I tried to do that off camera before. I tried to sneak one in, but I've got a feeling.
No, now we can zoom in. But now we have the opportunity to zoom in on you itching your ear, so it'll be great. Did she give you a thumbs down? Did your manager give you a thumbs down?
Head shake. She's had her head down in the phone for the past 30 minutes, but when she saw the ear itch, she came up for her.
I was wondering. I saw you looking. You're like, oh crap! Did she see that? But so he did everything. He did guitar, the drums, the bass. Awesome. That is awesome.
As far as I understand, yeah. Yeah, the dude's a superstar, man. He's very, very good.
So when you guys go on tour, are you gonna hire like band members to just play behind you guys, or do you guys have backing tracks? What do you guys plan to do?
Not at the start. To begin with, it's going to be backing track. We'll see what's possible in the future, but to begin with, it's going to be backing track. To be honest, just to get out of Tokyo, that in and of itself is so challenging at the moment that we're going to try and put up as few barriers between us and doing that as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So it's been I won't lie, it has been, with the current global situation, it has been an uphill battle to get to this point. It's delay upon delay.
Are you gonna play live in Tokyo though? Like maybe do live? Are you gonna maybe do live shows in Tokyo?
Yes, we've done a handful, but as soon as the virus flares up again, it becomes impossible again. You see. Yeah. The other thing you have to consider is, I won't talk about this extensively, but we had those Olympics as well, and so a lot of restrictions were put on what was possible due to the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of challenges. We're trying our best, people. We are trying our best. For now, we're screaming "Nippon ga konnichiwa" through the internet waves. Please holler back.
Have you guys considered, so something I've been seeing out of Japan is what they've been doing is they go live and then they stream it on their channel while they're live doing the concert, or they go live, record it. And have you guys thought about doing stuff like that? Or
we've done some of that. We've done some of that.
You have?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
That's a thing that can be done.
I was curious. I was like,
the live experience is a very different one now.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the video from the back, probably not necessarily from the stage. It's a vastly different experience in this pandemic generation because the audience, firstly, is socially distanced.
Yeah.
So they're all very well organized. They're standing in rows, so it's kind of like being at the front of a karate class.
So no mosh pits. No one's moshing.
Sorry, no, definitely no. Well, that's a super spreader event is what that is, my friend. No mosh pit. And on top of that, they've all got the masks on. So all you've really got, and it's dark, so you get some eyes in the dark, and they're not allowed to get some eyes in the dark, that's your audience, and no one's allowed to make noise with their vocal cords. So they could do this, but there could be no cheering. There could be no shouting, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So it's a sum of this, and at the end of every song.
Oh my God. I can't imagine. I'm just visualizing just like looking out and just seeing eyeballs. Like those cartoons, was it Alice in Wonderland where the cat eyes come up everywhere?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of that. Like
Spirited Away with those little dust ball things that have the eyes. Yeah. But now, so one of the beautiful things about Japan is that the Japanese love following rules. So we can actually do the shows because they're possible because everyone's following the rules. In Australia, they'd set up rules like that. And, as soon as the first riff went off, it would be like, screw the rules. So then the whole thing would get shut down, right? So that's one of the great things about Japan. But also what's interesting is, normally, in non-pandemic times, one of the great things about a live show in Japan is that the audience in and of itself is very entertaining. So the audience, they'll learn your choreography, and the audience will also, I don't know how to describe it. They have a set of kind of cheers and so forth that get put into the experience of being an audience member. Yeah. So while you're on stage singing, they'll be doing these pro wrestler chants and so forth. They go, oh, oh, and so the audience in and of itself is actually seeing the audience and the way it behaves is one of the wonderful things about just doing shows in Japan. So the first time I saw Baby Metal here, I was watching from the balcony, so I'm looking down at the mosh pit. And so you'd have 3 circle pits going on, and then everybody stops and they know all the choreography, and then they go back to moshing and whatnot. So it's the audience in and of itself is really quite amazing. And now the audience is standing in lines quietly. So it's a vastly different experience now.
That is awesome. We got a super chat here from Hey to Sia. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, hello, Ladybeard. Thank you for your brightful insights. I have a question. How can I transition from a boring middle-aged man to be as cute as you?
You are not a boring middle-aged man. You're a human of beauty and splendor, my friend. A human of beauty and splendor. You should have high self-esteem. Ladybeard promotes high self-esteem in you as an individual. Look, here's what I think. If you want to be cute, just ask yourself what things do the cute do, and start doing some cute things.
And you have a great example right in front of you.
Well, I think Alan is the cutest person on this call by far.
Right here. He has a pigtails.
Alan, you look adorable, my friend. You are the cutest person that I've spoken to this week, sir. You look lovely.
I appreciate it.
You can just start doing cute things. Every cute thing you do is a step towards ultimate cuteness.
There you go. You heard it. You heard it here first.
Yes.
So, you know what? A very important question. How do you maintain your hair?
Oh my goodness, this is extremely important.
If it's too moist to talk about, I understand.
It's moist and lovely. What I do is once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. Water just leaks sometimes. I did.
That was something. That was something else.
We just took a shower.
We did. I'm all wet. Shake off like a kitten. Dives. Yeah. When was the last time that you were moist?
I'm moist right now. What are you talking about?
My goodness! Wow. Holy moly, you're a moist man.
I do get very moist. It's pretty. These studio lights it's getting a little hot in here. Got the humidifier
the lights
over
are
there.
hot, aren't they?
The studio.
The lights are definitely hot.
It takes a lot of power to run the studio behind me. You know, like.
That's a beautiful studio. Tell you what, you got a bit of everything going on in that studio, don't you? You got some computers, you got a keyboard, you got the mixing desks, you got a lot happening in that studio.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, I have one light switch. That's what I've got. You have trumped me.
Show me how it works. Show me how it works. The light switch. I want to see what it does.
I don't know if I can. This is some crazy stuff. You ready?
Oh my god. 3, oh my god.
1. Oh my god.
Jesus. Like, just can't control the moistness.
Oh my god.
Man, you just made water come out of the... Man, just so much water came from the ceiling right now.
The fire things are going to go on. We're going to start dancing in slow motion. It'd be like an R&B video.
And that's how you get cute.
Yeah, that's how you get cute.
All right, so back to your hair.
Sure, just put on her jacket. Put on her jacket to protect herself from the water falling from the sky.
So back to your hair. How do you do it?
Yes.
How do you maintain
it?
So
how
do you get that beautiful blonde hair?
Once every 2 weeks, I fill a bathtub with egg yolks and avocado. And I mix that egg yolk avocado concoction up. And then I slide into the egg yolk avocado bath, submersing my entire body with a straw going from my mouth to the surface, allowing me to breathe. Wow. And I bathe in my egg yolk avocado concoction for 20 minutes at a time. That's once every 2 weeks, 20 minutes. That's how I do it. That takes care of the skin, the head hair, the beard, all the hair you can imagine on the entire instrument is taken care of by this person.
So many questions already out the gate. How many egg yolks does that take?
Oh, listen, my egg yolk and avocado budget is substantial, my friend. This is the most expensive part of being Ladybeard. It's the egg yolks and the avocados. My goodness.
How does your manager feel about this?
Yori, how do you feel about egg yolks and avocados?
And collecting them. Like, does she have a good connection to get you hooked up with all those?
Oh my god, we have hey, we know where to get the avocados, my friend. Hey, you're ever in Tokyo, you need an avocado, I'm your guy. We got a hook up. We got the hook up.
Lots of
it's like Breaking Bad in my house with avocados and egg yolks.
I just imagine your house like with a chicken coop. You have a chicken coop just laying eggs just for your thing. Do they like have them above your shower? Is there like an extra spout near your shower, or like there's some machinery where the eggs come out and automatically just drain into your shower? Or do you
Ladybeard's not that high tech, I'm afraid. Ladybeard's not that high tech. My goodness, it's a manual experience. It's one by one, crackety crack, one by one, crackety crack.
God
there
damn.
With my avocado knife.
That's impressive.
Yeah, no, I need to hire a minion to make my avocado egg yolk concoction. Maybe that's what I need to do.
I thought that's what you had the other. I was just about to ask if that's what you have the other two members do. If that's what they primarily do is.
I reckon if I had the other two members do that, I'd get sued really quickly. I don't think that's going to be working out on my hands at all. I don't think they'd be members very long.
What did they do before this? The other members in the band. I'm sorry, what's their names again? I keep forgetting their names.
There's Kotomi and Suzu. I'm sorry, we haven't spoken about the girls' names at all. Sorry, there's Kotomi and there's Suzu. So Kotomi, she was in a different idol group.
Okay.
So she was in a Japanese idol group, and that group then got wiped out by the pandemic. So she was in a different group to the start of 2020, and then that group got wiped out, and then she auditioned for us. And then Suzu is actually brand new to show business and completely green. So she had never been on stage, never like recorded, never done anything. She came into the audition and it was like her first time standing up in front of people. And she smashed it. She smashed it out of the park. It was amazing. Yeah. She came in. This is very interesting, actually, because Suzu was the very first person who auditioned at the physical audition. And then Kotomi was the very last person who auditioned. So we got the bookends, right?
Yeah.
But Susan comes through the door and just straight away, she's this huge beaming smile and she's this little bundle of energy. She was fantastic. So for someone who's never stood up in front of people before, it was very impressive.
That's
I was like, "You're green? Are you sure you're green?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay." Cool.
That is awesome. So how often do you guys practice? To keep up those chops?
That varies dramatically depending on the things. If there's a show, if there's a show coming up or something else like a show, like we're shooting a video or something like that.
Or how many eggs you got to crack that day.
Eggs must be cracked. That's exactly right. Bloody tons. When we're coming up to something, bloody tons, actually. We were doing back before our debut show. Oh, we were doing like 8-hour-long rehearsals, weren't we? Something
8
like
hours?
That. Yeah, man. So it was like 9 to 5 rehearsing the whole time. So you'd get in. Just FYI, those of you paying attention, that's 8 hours of screaming and dancing at the same time. That's no joke, my friend. That's no joke.
Oh,
that's
I believe it. How do you feel after that?
Knackered is how I feel. Knackered is how I feel after
feel
that.
Straight out the cave, huh?
Oh, bro. That's when I strip off and I head straight to my mountain cave. That's what it's for, my lord. It's brutal rehearsals, actually. Brutal rehearsals. Another thing this is a policy of mine. I don't necessarily do this with the girls, but if I'm practicing by myself, this is what I do. My policy has always been I need to be able to do the song perfectly 5 times back to back with no air conditioner on in order to be able to do it on stage. So that's like my personal standard, because your cardio has to be so good, and your cardio and also your muscle memory of the song needs to be better than good enough, because the stage is so unpredictable and what happens on stage is so unpredictable that when some curveball gets thrown at you, you need to have drilled the dance so much and drilled the lyrics so much that you're not going to forget them when something weird happens, like, a light falls out of the ceiling or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I have to do 5 times back to back, and I turn off the air conditioner so that I'm doing it basically in this little, I make my own sauna. So yeah, that's my policy. Yeah.
How do you keep your cardio up? Like, what do you do on a daily? Is there have daily regimen, exercise?
Well, for the show, so I just run the song again and again and again. Mm-hmm. But then on top of that, like for the cardio, I do lots of different stuff. I do sprints up the hill. Sprints up hills are fantastic cardio, especially for singing and dancing, because it's high intensity interval training. So it gets you that, you go hard, then you slow down, then you go hard, then you slow down. And then on top of that, just jogging and things like that.
Okay. And that's what you do kind of like daily just to keep that going, or?
Yeah, something happens every day, and it just depends on what's needed of the day. It's like nowadays, it's probably weights about 3 times a week, cardio 2 or 3 times a week. Okay. And then I'll do some technical training as well, like some martial arts or some dancing or something like that.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, what kind of martial arts do you do?
At the moment, I'm only training by myself, so I'm kind of limited in what I can do. But I started in Taekwondo, and then I went into Capoeira, and then I went into Thai boxing, then Jeet Kune Do, Kali, freestyle grappling, Hapkido,
awesome.
Wushu. So I did a whole lot. And then from there, I went into pro wrestling.
How's that that probably all intertwines with each other, right? Kind of like you learned all those languages, right? And then you're doing the vocals and all that stuff. I tell everyone, learning languages singing can be when you do melodic singing too, of course. But that kind of all intertwines, doesn't it, for you? Like doing the martial arts, then the dancing, you're keeping your limbs limber and stuff.
Yeah, there's tons of crossover. Of crossover. And then the real key is finding the best bits from this to use over here. Yeah. Because some of it won't necessarily be applicable, but the things that are applicable are extremely applicable.
Yeah.
So I kind of
Lucky said, I'm exhausted. She said, I'm exhausted just listening to all the cardio you do.
Bless you, sweetheart. I am too. I'm exhausted talking about it. I'm going to drink from my Coke Zero real quick here.
I'm always fascinated by I'm always trying to find things to make my brain work better, and exercise is definitely a big part of that. Ever since I got back into it for the past few months, it's like you notice a huge difference with it, just like brain. That's what I do. I do for mental more than anything because it keeps me sane. But there's this exercise that I started doing that I didn't even know existed. So I was starting to get this knee pain. And I started doing this walking backwards exercises and like rows.
Knees over toes guy.
Yes. It works. It works.
Yeah.
Completely gone, man. Completely gone. I was like,
good.
Yeah, because
good, man. That's excellent. You're doing this stuff.
Yeah, because I was jumping around a lot on stage, and all of a sudden, it was hurting. I was like, all right, something's gonna change there. Yeah. So. But
that's the experience of getting that's the experience of getting older, isn't it? You'll just be doing totally normal things, then you're like, ow. Yes. And that just hurts now, and it's part of your life, right?
A stubbed toe is like a broken toe now.
Yeah, 100%. And you just be walking, and then like your knee will suddenly start hurting. You're like, what's that all about?
Yeah.
You stretch it and shake it, and it doesn't go away. And you're like, all right, I guess that's just part of my life. And you keep going, right? God damn.
Yeah.
So hang on. Now, in the army, you would have had to do bananas training in the army, I imagine,
yes. Yeah. It was, I was pretty, at the time, I was pretty proud of myself. Because, like I said, I joined skinnier than I am now. Wrist was my bicep. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
So the training was no joke at the time. I don't know if it's still like that because I know they went a little bit easier later on. But I could climb a rope finally. Well, by the time I was done, I couldn't even lift my own weight, let alone do 5 push-ups at the time. So yeah, it was pretty crazy exercising. That's kind of what motivates me to get back to it, because they say when you learn things when you're younger, you can get back into it. So yeah, I let myself go for this past year and stuff like that, but I was like, it's been easy to get back into it because I'm remembering how good it feels to release stress, anger, all those crazy emotions that you get. So yeah, it's been pretty easy to get back into it.
Wow, that is bananas. I recently got into watching a whole lot of videos of the Navy SEAL training. Yeah. And some of the bananas stuff they have to do, like getting chained up and dropped into a pool.
Yes, that's
and
8 times more. Again. That's 8 times worse than what I did. That's 8 times worse than what I did. Yeah, we kept going and going. I remember being on we hiked some mountain. I can't remember, somewhere in Georgia, some high cliffs or whatever. I passed out. I had it was like an 80-pound rucksack. I literally passed out, rolled down. I rolled.
Wow, really?
And a guy caught me, and then they threw me in a lake because my blood pressure was down. If you're not making sure you get water and enough blood sugar, that messes you up.
Cure for someone passing out at altitude on a mountain hike is to throw them in a lake? Is that doctor approved? Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, hey, I'll give it to them. It works. So what they did was they raised my legs because they could float me. That was the reasoning. They could float me, and then they were able to lift my head up easier instead of 2 guys trying to do. There was a lake near the end, so they just threw me in there, lifted my head up, and then somebody had juice or whatever, and it's crazy how fast it works because I felt better all of a sudden. I was like, oh, I feel better already. I couldn't believe how fast it worked. So because it happened to me twice. I was giving blood one time, almost passed out, and they did the same thing. They reclined me, gave me a juice box, and I felt great. I was like, what the hell witchery are you guys doing?
Juice, as in fruit juice.
Yeah, fruit juice, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was definitely a sugar thing at the time. Ever since then, I make sure I carry a gallon of water, and for some reason, I sweat crazy amounts. Hence, more. Hence that, the water, got to keep that water spigots coming down.
Oh, you got to keep those fluids flowing. That's exactly right. If you don't, you'll end up in a lake.
Yeah,
being
exactly.
Rapidly in a lake. I see. Wow. Yeah, no, the military training looks like wonderful training, doing all the obstacle courses and stuff, all those kind of over-under type obstacle courses and things like that. It looks like wicked training. I've been watching those, and also some of the ones they do for the FBI training and things like this. Great training.
Yeah.
It's great. Running upstairs and whatnot. Looks great.
So you're saying your favorite thing was to do like the squats, right? So why is that? Why do you like doing those so much?
I'll be honest, my friend. That was I
just
said that because
joking
you were
around?
hitting me with a fire round. I need to come up with an answer quickly.
I was curious. I'm curious. I want to see. Maybe there's some something that happens at a certain level of squat thrusting. That sounded horrible, but you know what I mean.
My quads are currently burning from squats 2 days ago. You see,
Yeah.
So that's why I've got them on my mind. I'm sorry, Alan. I just hit you with what came out under the pressure, the time pressure of the fire round. I felt like I was hooked up to one of those lie detector things that does the tickety tick back and forth.
You were. I can go back and look at the data. I'll tell you later if you're lying.
Oh,
no, I was kidding.
God. I had no idea I was being put on the stand like this. My Lord. Dicodec Law Incorporated.
Dicodec only does, weird interviews. Somebody just mentioned, this is not an interview. It's more like a conversation. That's what we do here.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
We can get back to interviewing if you like. I'll ask you a serious interview
What's your
question
favorite
now.
cheese? See, this is boring, guys. See what I mean? No, I was kidding. I was kidding.
Probably camembert, but I'm also partial to brie.
Oh, I like extra
I
sharp
do like
cheddar.
the soft cheeses.
I like
You like the soft cheeses?
I like the harder cheeses, the sharp cheddars.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're a hard man.
The hard cheddars and Parmesan and Romano and I like mozzarella. That's a lie. I like a lot of cheeses. See, this is why this is why we don't ask questions, guys. Do you have any future collabs that you're planning?
Am I allowed to talk about things in the future? No.
She said no.
The answer is yes. Will I tell you what they are? No. Therefore, it's why important. It's very important that you head down to babybeard_Japan and click subscribe. Likey in all the social medias and Ladybeard_Japan. Subscribe, like, comment, button, smash the thumb, make the thing. Hey, youthful talk. Do the social medias, please. If you pay attention to the social media, everything will be revealed very soon right there. But it's also important you go and check out Babybeard's first single, Nippon Kara Konnichiwa, right now on the YouTubes, and Dicodec's reaction coming tomorrow. Subscribe to Dicodec too if you haven't already.
And if you guys haven't liked this video already, I don't know why you wouldn't, because that helps us push this video out to the algorithm. I haven't even looked. I forgot to mention it. Look, I failed today. I didn't even mention to like this video.
You didn't fail, Alan. You're always doing well. Let's have another round of applause for Alan. Alan's doing a great job. We're going to raise Alan's self-esteem. You're doing excellent work here, sir.
So, Rarely Sober, great name, but where do I buy music and merch?
Right now on the old Spotify, the Apple Music, the other
Apple
places on the internet where they put the musics on, that's where you can buy the musics. The Babybeard merchandise can be found at a place in time and space named Ladybeard.com. That's where you can find the various merchandise. That's where you find Ladybeard merchandise. Babybeard merchandise right now can't be found on the internet, from what I can tell.
I'm just imagining her face right now and the looks she's giving you.
I've got the mask. Because it's got one of these. Oh my God. Okay.
Please send me an email. Send me an email afterwards telling me how bad you got chewed out afterwards.
I already know I'm going to walk out of this office black and blue by the end of this, beaten and bruised. But please head down to your streaming service of choice, Spotify, Apple Music, etc., and you can stream the Babybeard songs right there. And of course on the YouTube.
Maybe a Dicodecmusic, song of the future.
Hey, yeah, exactly, Dicodecmusic. And you can go to the Tiki-Toki and you can take our songs and you can make them the background music for one of your Tiki-Toki videos if you want to do that.
I'm gonna do that right now.
You could make a video of you dancing to Nippon Kara Konnichiwa. You could do that and put it on the Tiki-Toki. In fact, that'd be very helpful for us if you did that. Or Alan could create an original dance of his own, and you could do a dance cover of the Alanation, as we call it. That's Alan's original dance, the Alanation, with Nippon Kara Konnichiwa as your backing track. That's what you
There
can
you
do.
go.
Try that.
There we go. I was gonna ask you something. Oh yeah, back to the exercise. So, what is your favorite exercise?
What is my favorite? I don't know, man. I like them all.
You like
I
them
like
all?
them all.
You do?
All right. So probably,
What's
honestly,
the one
probably,
that just gets you or hyped up?
Probably stiff leg deadlifts. Probably
Stiff leg deadlift.
stiff leg deadlift. Probably.
What
Yeah.
does that look like?
It's a deadlift, but you keep your legs straight. So there's a lot of pressure on your lower back. So you have to make sure your technique is correct. But it's a hamstring exercise, and it nails your hamstrings. Nothing will nail your hamstrings more. But it's very dangerous. So kids, don't try this at home unless you work with a personal trainer and they make sure your technique is very good before you try it, because it's very dangerous. It can hurt your back very easily. So disclaimer, I'm not responsible if you hurt yourself.
Just a real shout out to Subharmonic City. He's the one that did the Baby Metal music video, and he also joins me for reactions now live on our Twitch, and we also put on the main channel. But he wants to know, what is your favorite Japanese band, group, or artist?
At the moment, I go through phases.
Yeah.
At the moment, a deathcore band called Deviloof.
Oh yes, I love that band. Yeah, it's a good band.
Bananas, man.
Yep.
Crazy, heavy. I love it. Heavy. I sent them to someone else who has a reaction channel who normally does kind of like K-pop reactions and really upbeat type stuff. Yeah. And they're like, we want to do Japanese rock and metal reactions. And I'm like, I've got just the thing for you. So I sent them Deviloof. So I'm looking forward to seeing their Deviloof reaction. It's going to be great.
How did you find out about Dicodec, actually? I don't think I've asked.
Well, you did a reaction to Nippon Manju.
Okay. That's how you found out? Oh.
That when someone does a reaction to your thing, you find them.
I was wondering, because I remember asking Vicky, because I knew Vicky was doing collabs with you. I'm like, hey, do you think he would be down to come on? And then we never talked about it again after that. And then, when I got your email, I'm like, oh, crap. I think I even remember mentioning in Discord. I was like, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Like, maybe he'll want to come on. And then you email me, which I really appreciate.
Thank you for having me on, man. It's great to be here. Vicky is our mutual friend, Vivid Vision. You can go to her Instagram. Yeah. She's a cosplayer from Canada. You can go to her Instagram and Instagram her. I don't know these young person words. I don't know what the verb associated with an Instagram.
I think yours are way better, though. Instagram or...
or Tickius Tok Tok, Twitty Tube. I don't know what's going on.
Those names are way better. You should come out with your own social media platform, and you can combine all those names.
It's like old MacDonald had an app. E-I-E-I-O.
Here's the links, if you guys are wondering, for Babybeard. Here they are on the screen in the chat.
Thank you.
But everyone in our community loves Vivid Vision. She does a great job with our covers. She's on like all of them. She's on all of them. She's pretty much the singer of the band. She just doesn't know it yet.
Singer of the band. I met her at an anime convention in Canada a few years ago. She's a wonderful girl. She's very, very sweet.
Yeah. She came down here for that music video. I met her for the first time. We had done like 4 videos and never met in person.
She's a rock star. She's very, very sweet.
Yeah.
She's the bomb. I might have to wrap this up on this end, I think, Alan. To wrap this thing up. All right. Well, look, thank you so much for having me today, man. This has been fantastic.
It's been awesome. I love having you. I hope you come on again. Hopefully, when your next music video drops, maybe, react to that.
February, mid-February. That's when Babybeard's second song, Pianizer, hits the YouTubius. February, the middle of February. So we'll see what we can organize with Dicodec then. And don't forget, Ladybeard_Japan, Babybeard_Japan, Dicodec, the place you're already looking at. Subscribe there and prepare yourself for Dicodbeard coming at you very soon.
Hell yes. All right, guys. Love you all. Seriously, I really appreciate all the support.